don't think you can hear us. Can they hear us? I don't think they can hear us. We're on an airboat in the Everglades this week on the wild side, and we're looking for alligators and pythons and the skunk ape. Okay, not the skunk ape. We got Truckee the driver. He's doing pretty good. And we're moving through the Everglades looking for wildlife. Let's see what we find. Well, this week we find ourselves on an airboat in the Florida Everglades, just close to Alligator Alley, searching for the American alligator. And you never know what other wildlife we'll see on this journey. I have got my lovely wife along for the ride this time, Hope, and our wonderful friend Nation, as we tour the Florida Everglades looking for America's #1 aquatic and terrestrial predator. Let's see what we find on this trip. That right there is a python trail. The Everglades are overrun with this invasive species, Burmese pythons, going up to 20 feet long. Truckee, our guide, and other folks out here, ecologists, they're conservationists, but you know what? These are invasive species. We got to take them out of the environment. They're hurting Florida wildlife. And this little trail right here, leading into the thick of it, is a pretty good sign it's a python trail. And alligators and turtles use the same kind of slides, but you see footprints, right, Truckee?
Yes, sir.
But this doesn't have footprints. This is a slick slide out of the water and into the back there. So they're going to mark it and keep an eye on it and maybe get a python out of the Everglades because of it. While we continue to search the Everglades looking for American alligators, let's learn a little more about the Burmese python epidemic plaguing the Florida Everglades. Hope?
Serving the wild side bites. Hope this helps. Let's learn about the impact of the invasive species called the Burmese python. Every ecosystem is like a special home for native species that perfectly fit in through natural balances. But when non-native species like animals or plants that don't belong there are brought in, they can mess up this balance. Remember, not all non-native species are bad. An invasive species is one that causes problems for the environment, economy, or the health of native species. The Burmese python is originally from Southeast Asia, but now is causing trouble in the Florida Everglades. But how did they get there? Some used to be pets, let go by their owners who couldn't take care of them anymore, or they escaped during Hurricane Andrew in 1992. Now, there are tens of thousands of these pythons in the Everglades, which is a big problem for the animals that already live there. These huge snakes are known for their hunting skills. They use their sharp teeth to grab prey and squeeze them tightly with their strong bodies. Pythons eat small animals like mammals and birds, and some can even catch bigger prey like pigs and alligators. Even though they can't see well, they have special ways to find their food, like sensing chemicals with their tongues and feeling heat with special spots on their faces. As young pythons grow up, they start out spending time in the trees and on the ground, but as they get bigger, they stick to the ground. They're also good swimmers and can stay underwater for as long as 30 minutes. In the wild, Burmese pythons can live for up to 25 years. They can grow to be over 23 feet long and weigh up to 200 pounds, almost as big as a telephone pole. The presence of Burmese pythons in the Florida Everglades shows us how invasive species can cause big problems. Let's return to Clay as he continues his search for the American alligator.
Thanks for all that amazing Burmese python information. Now we get back to searching for the American alligator. American alligators can live well past 60 years of age, and a full-grown American alligator ranges anywhere from 10 to 15 feet in length, with the record being over 18 feet long. And their weight can be anywhere from 500 to 800 pounds, with the record being about 1,000 pounds at full size. And finally, we find the female alligator we've been looking for. This animal had some hatchlings recently come out and join the Everglades for the first time, and she's on patrol, making sure they stay safe. Now that we've found Mom, let's see if we can locate those babies. Now our guide Truckee uses natural prey that has already jumped in the boat and died, these insects, and he's luring the babies out from their very, very heavily, densely fortified place that they're staying safe. So let's learn a little bit more about these baby American alligators. American alligators hatch out of eggs, and at a very young age, these animals are protected by mom for the first 2 years of their life. But first we got to get to how they even hatch out of the egg. Mom will build a nest of rotting vegetation, and inside of the nest she'll lay her eggs, and then she'll sit right on top of the nest. Other alligators, scavengers, other predators, raccoons, coatimundis, they would love to sniff out an alligator nest and eat the eggs. She'll sit on the nest and defend it with all of her might. Then once the babies hatch out, they dig themselves out of the mound, and then they go, ew, 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 ew. They call like that, and mom will come back to the nest, and she'll open her mouth. And then the babies will crawl inside of mom's mouth. But the mother will close her mouth very gently around the alligators and then carry them down to the water's edge, reopen her mouth, and release them. And they'll hang around the same area for a while. But if anything, and I mean anything, comes to mess with this baby, ew, ew. If you ever hear that while you're hiking or swimming, get out of the water. A baby's calling mom to defend it, and you do not want to be in the middle of a fight with you and a defensive mother alligator. Now, once this animal is full grown, it's going to start looking for larger prey. When their babies are looking for little bugs, little fish, tadpoles, little amphibians. But as they age, their prey items get larger and larger, including eating other American alligators. They can eat raccoons, they can eat coatimundis, they can eat white-tailed deer, feral hog, beavers, nutria, river otters, anything that's getting too close to the water's edge or is living in their environment. But I say it's high time we leave these babies alone and head back to the mainland. As we return to the dock at Alligator Alley, I am in awe of this beautiful American biome, home to some of the most diverse wildlife on our continent. It's truly been an honor to step foot, even by airboat, into the Everglades for the very first time. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy the last few moments of the Florida Everglades. So we're here at Alligator Alley. That airboat tour was fantastic, and we saw alligators and baby alligators, but we have to protect the Everglades from invasive species and pollution. You can do that whether you're living in Florida or somewhere else on the planet. Just pick up your trash, don't trash where you splash, and help protect native species from being overrun by invasive species. For now, I'm going to sign off on the wild side, but I'm going to go check out Alligator Alley here in Florida, see if I can see some more amazing reptiles, prehistoric creatures, the American alligator.